Getting a couple cameras set up today. I just got permission on a new private land spot. I've already seen 2 flocks of turkeys today and over 20 of them, including a couple longbeards. So really good sign so far. We've got season coming in about a week and a half, so I'm pumped for another Iowa turkey season. First Iowa turkey hunt of the year. These birds are just going nuts behind me. I've been scouting this spot over the past week and a half, and there's a couple different toms that are using this food plot here on top of this ridgeline consistently. I've only got about an hour and a half to hunt this morning before work, but hopefully a tom comes into the decoys and gives me a shot. Sure what happened there. I think I just shot in front of him. I think I just hit feathers. Dang. He's like 28 yards. I can't believe that just happened. Came right in, right off the roost. Strutted right in perfect. I'm gonna have to go look at the arrow. The shot felt really good, but dang, I'm not sure what just happened. That was exciting nonetheless. I'm gonna go look at the arrow. Well, sure enough,
couple feathers there, no blood or anything on the arrow at all, so I must have just skimmed right in front of him. I might have accidentally led him a little bit because he was taking like an extra step, and maybe I just aimed a little bit too far forward. I'm not quite sure, but man, it's a bummer. Good lesson learned though. Need to just take a lot more time and just focus really hard on that shot. Oh, man, that's too bad. I think he's going to be totally fine. I'm not too worried about it. Literally didn't even get in the body cavity whatsoever. There's nothing on the air except a couple feathers. So I think that's going to be it for this morning, but was crazy. I was just standing here looking at my arrow. I just pulled it and I looked up and there are two jakes coming right in. I'm literally outside of the blind, just standing here. You can hear them putting down there. They're finally leaving, but 8 yards. I'm in the wide open, just standing out in front of my blind, and they were destroying the decoys for like 20 minutes straight. That was unreal. That's one of those experiences that you don't think you're gonna get, but man, this farm has not been hunted in years for turkeys, and it shows. That was crazy. I've never had that happen before. That was amazing. I set up in the original spot that I was in about a week and a half ago in the blind. Didn't hear any turkeys anywhere near me, so I bailed out of there. Been walking all over this farm, and I finally found some birds to get after. Got a decoy out in front of me, and there's 2 gobblers right back here behind me that just responded to my calls. I hope they come right in. Into like 40 and just didn't want to commit. Saw something they didn't like, or not quite sure. Well, I was planning to hunt all day, but I have not seen or heard any gobblers for a couple hours now, and the conditions are perfect to get some farm work done today. So I think I'm gonna head back, do all that, and probably come back down here in 2 days for another morning hunt. The mornings are just so much better. These easterns don't seem to gobble very often, so when they do, it's usually just right on the roost in the morning. You really got to take advantage of it. I think I'm gonna head back, and I'll be back in a few days for another hunt. These birds went down to the south, like they were going to this field, so I got set up in front of them. Then they turned around, it looks like they're going, or sounds like they're going to this other field where I called them in 2 days ago. So I'm gonna pack up the blind that's half set up and probably make a big loop and just try to get a ways in front of them.
I've been sitting here for about 2 hours and I just saw them right as I'm about to leave. I gotta head to work, but they're over there and I gave them some calls. They were not interested at all. They could hear it because they peeked their head up and looked this direction, but not interested in coming in, at least not very fast. So I'm gonna have to pack up and get out of here and get after them another day.
Things have been absolutely crazy the past probably 5 days. Part of my full-time job is managing some farms, and part of that is putting in a bunch of food plot acres. I think I have well over 100 different food plot acres and like 30 or 40 different plots. So it's just a lot to deal with this time of year in the spring, especially with certain weather conditions and weather windows, which is what we had this week. We had a really nice dry spell for about a week in between rains, and then a rain was coming actually last night. So this whole week I've just been planting food plots, getting after it, trying to get all that done before this rain came. Sure enough, rained a bunch last night and into this morning, and it's supposed to rain again tonight. But that means I have some free time and I'm going turkey hunting. So back to the same spot. It's a couple hours away from where I live, so I really have to monitor the cameras as much as I can. And they kind of tell me bits and pieces. I only have 3 of them out. I should put more out. I've got 3 with me to put out there either tonight or tomorrow as well, and try to get an idea of what these birds are doing, because it seems like they're just moving all over the farm in different spots every single day, so they're hard to pattern. But I've got probably 4 hours of daylight yet today. Gonna head down there. It's probably gonna rain tonight, but I have my rain gear. I'm prepared. I'm just gonna get after it and see what I can find. Hopefully, maybe have a chance at one tonight. If not tonight, definitely try to roost them and get an idea of where to be set up in the morning.
We just made it to the farm. Conditions could not be better for a post-rain rut fest in turkey season, hopefully anyway. Pack's loaded down. I'm actually just bringing 1 hen decoy with me today. These gobblers just seem to be, these toms seem to be just super weary of all the jakes. There's a lot of jakes on this farm and I think they're getting beat up, so not gonna use a jake decoy tonight because I don't want to scare them off. I want them to come all the way in, commit to the decoys. So just 1 hen tonight. Packed up, loaded up, let's hit it. The field I'm going to is just right up above me. Up on top of that ridge, I'll slip up there and glass it first to make sure there aren't any gobblers out there. Man, this farm has some pretty serious terrain. It's getting me in shape for elk season. The other side of the field, I didn't see them. They didn't spook too bad, but they definitely saw me. I think I'm gonna set up right here with this wall of cedars. My camera's right there that I've been getting a bunch of birds on. Those toms were just right back here over the lip. They went down that way. So I can see all of this field as well as this other field over here from this spot. If you are a new hunter or just somebody that likes to learn from other people's mistakes, don't do what I did. I just glassed a little bit of this field. I mean, everything I could see from the edge, but there was a rise and I couldn't see over the other side of that rise, and I just got lazy and started walking up on top to see if I could see any more, and sure enough I saw them and they were close and they spooked and they saw me. So don't do that. Don't be lazy like me. Be super diligent and just glass, take a couple steps, glass, take a couple steps in glass, and make sure you cover the whole field before just walking out in the open where you're visible, because that does not work, as you just saw with me. So would have been a slam dunk. I probably could have got set up and called those things in with one call right away. I mean, they were literally just so close, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, we're set up. Really cool spot, and hopefully those birds didn't spook too bad, or maybe some other toms will come through. But beautiful evening, awesome weather, just excited to be out, fun to be out, nice to be in a turkey blind. Just the two hens that came into the decoy tonight. Saw about 7 jakes out in the middle of the field working their way to the south. All these turkeys went to the south, so it must be a spot down there that they like to roost. I think what I'm going to do is move this blind about 30 yards over to where, right next to where my cameras actually are. I put the one camera up facing the other direction, and I'll sit here again tomorrow morning, because there's just so many toms in this area. There were pictures of a tom on this camera, the 21st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in the morning, and today's the 26th. Tomorrow will be the 27th, so none yesterday or today, but that camera doesn't cover a lot, so I know this is a really good spot, and I think I'm coming back here tomorrow morning. Missed. It's been one of those years for me. Just mistake after mistake. 3 toms, I think 3 or 4 jakes, couple hens. Shot
shot felt perfect, but I thought he was like 30 yards. I just guessed. And I just arranged some weeds out there where I think he was, and the weeds are getting 23 on those, so I just basically bounced it off the top of his back. Oh man. Totally screwed it up. Golden opportunity. That's a heartbreaker.
There's a rainstorm coming in about an hour or so. So I've got about 20 minutes left of today. And then I'll get out of here and hopefully try again another day.
All right, y'all. It's late night. Gonna be a very early morning as well. But went to a college friend's wedding today down in Kansas. We're heading back to Iowa right now. Gonna get back in the early morning hours and take a nap for a couple hours in the back of the truck, then hop in the blind for hopefully an action-packed morning hunt. Just climbed into bed. It's 3:20 in the morning. Our alarm is set for 5. Get a quick nap in, and then we're going hunting. See you then.
This bird's gobbling his head off. I've called a couple different times, but I don't want to call too much because the reason he's gobbling is because he wants me, as the hen, to go to him across this big ditch. And I don't want to do that. I want him to come to me. Keeps on gobbling. So I've called probably twice in the last 20 minutes or so, just to let him know that I'm here. But I'm not moving. I'm not coming to him. Oh, he just keeps hammering away. He's probably gobbled, I don't even know, 50 times in the last 20 minutes. Just had that Tom that I've been calling out the past couple hours, probably 4 hours, come past through this field at about 150 yards. He could see the decoy, no problem, just had no interest in coming over. Honestly, it's been an extremely slow day. I've seen like 7 or 8 turkeys all day. I'm gonna listen for gobbles this evening and try to roost some for tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning is gonna be my last chance of the season. Wasn't planning on sitting in a box blind today, but here I am. This is really the only cover because of the way the terrain lays, so I'm up in this tower blind. I got the decoys out in front of me. I have seen a ton of turkeys up on this knob over the past couple weeks, so it's definitely a spot that they prefer. They're starting to come this way.
Totally clean. Missed underneath him. Well, at this point, it's become kind of comical. That's going to be it for my 2024 spring turkey season. Man, that last shot, I just missed right underneath him. He was 42 yards, just kind of walking past. They didn't want to come into the decoys. And I aimed where I thought I needed to, just a little bit high with my 40. And it ended up being not quite high enough because it just
barely missed underneath him. There were a couple feathers there, but no flesh or blood or anything like that. So another clean miss, totally non-fatal. That's the third time I've missed this season. Oh, it's just been one of those years. It's just been tough, but you know, that's how bow hunting goes sometimes, and just gotta learn from the mistakes and be better moving forward. So really thankful to have permission to hunt this spot, and had just a lot of cool encounters over the past couple weeks, and so many just super close calls, but ultimately I just couldn't pull it together, and all my fault for not filling a tag this year. The opportunity was there, I just didn't capitalize on it. So regardless of that, it was still a fun spring, beautiful weather, learned a lot of lessons, and I appreciate you guys following along with me this season. I'm excited to show you what's to come in the future. Thanks for watching.